Tom Carroll is with us. He serves as the superintendent of schools for the Archdiocese of Boston, and we look forward to celebrating Catholic Schools Week, as Bishop Reed mentioned, and we're going to be talking about that exciting news in just a moment. Thank you so much for being with us, Tom.
Yeah, no, happy to be with you. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you, Bishop Reed. Nice to see you, Kevin.
Great to see you. Actually, maybe if we could just start off with all the challenges that have been taking place with COVID-19. The Catholic schools in Boston have truly stepped up for students and families. Tell us how all that's been going on.
Yeah, I've been superintendent for a little over a year and a half, and I joked to the Cardinal that this was not the job he originally offered me. There's so many crazy things that have happened in the past year. And the opening line of A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens is, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." So here we kind of reversed that. It was the worst of the times in the beginning of the pandemic. And for the schools, it's actually become the best of times. And the worst of times because a lot of people lost their jobs, and that had a very dramatic impact. We had to go remote for a few months at the end of last year. And Catholic schools are all about community and people being together. And so that was really hard for a lot of people to deal with. But what we showed during that time period is we were very responsive to parents. So we closed on a Friday, and Monday and Tuesday, we were back talking to kids, albeit virtually, and to families. And a lot of the public school districts went back online for several weeks. And then in the fall, we had a completely different scenario. So over the summer, the governor announced that any school that wanted to could be in person. We never had a decision actually to go in person. Everybody involved wanted to do that. And so we have focused on how to go in person, not whether we should go. And the teachers unions came out on July 15th and announced that they were going to delay opening and go remote. And what happened is at that point where our enrollment was down 5,700 children for the year that we're in right now. Once they made that announcement, the phones across 100 Catholic schools in the Archdiocese started ringing off the hook and didn't stop until late October. So we picked up about 4,400 students that came rushing our way because we were in person and everybody else wasn't. And if you look at children as created in the image and likeness of God as we do, you cannot in good conscience strand them in their time of need. So we were very happy to bring back the community all at once, all the teachers, and to do it in a very safe way. It was somewhat controversial when we opened all the schools, but here we are. The pandemic has kind of run amok in the broader community. Thankfully, the vaccine's on the way, but we still have virtually no cases of transmission within our schools. We always have cases coming from the outside in, and the reason for that is the one thing we do in Catholic schools, we do a lot of good things, but the one thing, even without all the nuns we used to have, is we teach kids to follow instructions. And everybody's in nice, neat, orderly Catholic rows. And it turns out that that's pretty good qualities to get through a pandemic. So while kids are with us, they follow the health protocols. When people are not in the school, you can see this in the broader community, people just aren't following the rules. So in the broader community, the thing is out of control, unfortunately. I mean, it's starting to come down a little. But within the schools, no matter how bad the transmission is in the surrounding community, we've been able to keep teachers and children safe. And we're very proud of that.
And you should be proud.
And importantly, back together with their teachers.
You really should be proud. You and your team, Tom, have done a fantastic job to support those Catholic schools who are all doing an amazing job. And, when you first came to Boston, you had some incredible goals for Catholic education here and beyond. And recently, a pivotal announcement was made. We tweaked it just a little bit before you came on. Could you share with us the news about the Academy?
Yeah, it's very sad. The name of the Academy, as you saw from the promo, is Lumen Verum Academy. Lumen Verum in Latin, in English, means true light, as in the true light of Christ, but also having children become the true light of our faith. And so one of our concerns is when a child's in 5th grade, they pretty much believe everything their mom tells them to believe. And then in 6th and 7th grade, they start asking a lot of questions, as they should. And so we wanted to get kids in 6th grade and carry them all the way to 12th grade in a complete faith-filled environment. So it'll be an environment in which all the teachers are practicing Catholics. in which we're drawing to us through the way we're doing marketing, families that are faithful and want to make sure their kids get across the finish line. And then we're doing some innovative things on technology. A lot of people didn't like that a lot of schools were remote, and there are handicaps with that. But we've tried to blend the best of technology and the best of in-person instruction and in-person formation. So the virtue of virtual instruction is it means that the faculty literally can be anybody in the English-speaking world. And that tremendously increases the quality of teaching that can occur. So we're very excited about that. And it also gives great flexibility that we can draw students from the entire archdiocese instead of from a particular community or neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So creating that broader sense of believers across the archdiocese, I think, is important. But at the same time, we take very seriously, and it's the reason Catholic schools were originally created was to evangelize the youth, and in turn to support that mission to evangelize their parents. That's fundamentally an in-person activity. That's why we're not setting up a completely virtual school. And so it's a mix of instruction that's virtual, tapping some of the best and brightest minds from across this country. And also we have people from Europe that will be teaching particular classes. And at the same time, a heavy amount of time focused on the human formation and the religious formation of the children in our schools.
Well, we certainly look forward to following the development of the Academy. We're very excited about it. I've been excited ever since you shared the news with me. And we want to wish you and all of those in the office and all those working in Catholic education a great Catholic Schools Week. We have a lot to celebrate, even in the midst of a health crisis. I'm sure you'll agree.
I do. If anyone wants to learn more about our schools, they can go on the website, www.csoboston.org, CSO for Catholic Schools Office. And all of our 100 schools, the 101 when Lumen Verum opens, are available. We have lots of different options, lots of different approaches, lots of different grade configurations, and schools all over the place. So take a look, everyone.
CSOBoston.org. Tom Carroll, Superintendent of Schools here in the Archdiocese of Boston. Thanks so much, Tom, for sharing your time with us. We hope you have a great weekend and a happy Catholic Schools Week.
And you as well. God bless.
Thank you. You too. God bless.